Bulunaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing these crimes, report them immediately.
I'm Polly.
And I'm Peter.
We host the Traffic Jam Show on Fiji FA.
From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Do the right thing.
Yandra Vinaka, Fiji. In this bulletin, stop fooling consumers, traders told. Parents told to become more vigilant. And Donald Trump continues with his bizarre moves.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
Over 73 traders are now under investigation for unscrupulous dealings and trying to take advantage of vulnerable Fijians who are already in financial despair. The Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission says some of these traders are repeat offenders who are not shying away from making profit at the expense of consumers. Pranita Prakash reports these traders include supermarkets, pharmacies, corner shops, wholesalers and importers.
Despite several warnings, unscrupulous traders continue to violate the FCCC Act.
So far we've conducted more than 1,375 inspections over the last week or so. And from that number, we found 93 traders that we found to be breaching the law. 20 traders have been charged. There are a few other traders that are in the caution interview process. There are 73 traders that are currently actively under investigation.
From 1st March to 30th April 2020 alone, we have received around 153 complaints against unethical traders. And this does not only include large shops, but it also includes small shops around the country.
The FCCC chief executive revealing that unethical business practice is not limited to urban centers only.
Our inspection not only looks at traders located within the central areas, not only in the urban areas, but also in the rural setting and maritime. Last week, there's actually about 5 to 7 traders out of Overlau that is under investigation as well. There's one that we visited that had all items where they were overcharging.
While the Consumer Protection Agency says these traders who continue to breach the law will front court and pay hefty fines, the Consumer Council says they will not hesitate to expose the names of these traders who are trying to profiteer from vulnerable Fijians during this difficult period. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
The socio-economic issues in the wake of COVID-19 has led to a number of state services going into overdrive. The Child Helpline 1325, managed by the Medical Services Pacific, has seen an increase in a number of child protection issues, with cases surging in relation to child abuse, neglect, physical abuse and emotional abuse. Minister for Women Meriseni Vuniwanga says the helpline, while a state intervention, is only one avenue in response to the current crisis.
At the end of the day, the primary responsibility is on parents. A lot of these issues that our children are going through, they're away from school, they're missing their friends. These are things that us as parents, we as parents should be able to deal with. Psychosocial support, that's parental responsibility first and foremost. It's when parental responsibility is lacking that we tend to see this increase in issues dealing with children.
The Fijian government is in talks with New Zealand and Australia to be included in a travel bubble that is expected to boost our economy. However, the Civil Aviation Minister says they're also taking extra precautions to ensure that if Fiji is included in the travel bubble, there is no threat to COVID-19 being imported into the country. The Civil Aviation Minister says they've been in touch with respective ministers from Australia and New Zealand on the matter and are waiting for a formal response.
We'll also be vulnerable too, so we need to ensure that we don't get any cases coming in from overseas too. But most definitely there's quite a lot of discussion we've been having.
The Housing Authority of Fiji has engaged real estate agents to try and sell non-residential and high-end residential properties. In a statement this afternoon, the authority says this arrangement in no way deviates from providing affordable housing to low and middle income earners. It adds the Housing Authority has a policy which requires that high-end and non-residential lots be tendered out before being placed with real estate agents. The authority adds that the lots in question had been advertised, but tenders received did not meet valuations, as have now been issued to registered real estate agents to market and sell on our behalf. The Chinese community has donated over $13,000 worth of protective equipment to the Health Ministry to help fight COVID-19. The equipment ranged from face masks, gloves to temperature test kits. Both businesses and individuals from the Chinese community had participated in providing the donations. The Health Minister, Dr. Ifiremi Wanganambete, says the likes of the Chinese community have gone out of their ways even when they have their own needs to meet. He says the donations has boosted the ministry's confidence in the work they continue doing to protect the lives of every Fijian.
It's heartening to note that people have donated from their own pockets, even children, to the cause that is before us, and for that we're truly grateful.
Vodafone Fiji has seen the success of the M-Pesa scan-to-pay QR app during the COVID-19 crisis. This as they have noticed that a lot of people are opting for cashless payments as it is seen as a more convenient way to pay. About $4.5 million worth of transactions have been made through the app since February. Vodafone Head of E-Commerce and Corporate Affairs Shailendra Prasad says the QR scan and pay feature has become suitable for many during this COVID-19 pandemic.
The importance of the digital channel has really become very pronounced during this COVID, as more and more people worked from home, as many of the traditional businesses were in lockdown mode, and people looked at the digital channels to be able to still, send money, receive money, and help their families.
Coming up after the break, planning for the mini-games continues. And Fiji football looks to develop online manuals.
Oira na ngone no de nunu enda bisi ni mataka.
Mersusunga da kena loma dina kena mikaron.
Sakena ngau na mitaro bina no rabak sangai ka wala loma takina ngone. Dalabina oya o meliki.
Bulre oya o Samuel Samuli.
Nama kikirau enda be mataka.
Oni tikina makarombuka.
Ni wai tiri kalima na miniti me ono kina tiri na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji One nandomo ibiti.
Pinda pinda na mataka. Dan ramai na singabo.
The Pacific Games Council is looking at the possibility of hosting the mini-games after the Tokyo 2021 Olympic Games. The Council says since the postponement of the Olympic Games amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, they've been exploring options on how to go about with the mini-games next year. President Vidya Larkin says once travel restrictions are lifted, the Council will first make assessments in Saipan and its ability to host the Games.
Reassess the readiness to host the games, see if the games can be staged in May or June, or do we have to look at alternative dates, maybe after the Olympic Games, which is a possibility.
The Fiji Football Association is working with head coach Fleming Seretslev on developing an online manual to help district coaches stay informed amid this crisis. Now that the paperwork for the Danish national has been settled, Fiji FA is looking at alternative ways to develop football in the country. Association President Rajesh Patel says they are seeking permission from the Commission and government to host a coaching course soon.
He was, on the lockdown and everything. He was working on an online manual for all the coaches and everything, and to pass it on. And so we have asked whether we can get less than 20 people in a coaching course for one day, and also abiding by the government guidelines on the COVID-19 restrictions and everything.
Taking a look at the map, it'll be another cloudy day with some showers and possible thunderstorms over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Elsewhere, cloudy periods with afternoon or evening showers. Best you keep your umbrellas close. And that is UFBC Morning News. Join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. Remember, in times of crisis, you need factual news that you can trust. Stop believing fake news about the COVID-19 on social media. Fight misinformation by getting only the facts about the coronavirus from verified news sources like FBC's TV, radio and digital media news. www.fbcnews.com.fj. Keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही हैं।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।